Jude, I'm here with Timothy Spiers, Wolverhampton Wanderers reporter. Wolves won, Newcastle won. Tim, you know what Newcastle don't like?
Late goals.
Yes,
against them.
Yes,
by Wolves.
late Wolves goals this season. Correct. Wow, I mean they've left it late, but goodness me, did they deserve it in the end?
Yes, they did. They did deserve it, and it's becoming a bit of a theme of the season now. It's my erstwhile colleague Jackie Oatley,
yes,
colleagues and media colleague.
Yes,
sadly doesn't work for these precious stuff.
No,
but
we love
his job. You know, tweeted or sent a message. I can't remember.
DM'd.
Say 6 injury time goals from Wolves this season in all competitions. And Nathan, and
yes,
in the 80th minute onwards, 14 goals.
Wowza, wowza.
Rewriting Al for yours truly.
Yes, very much so.
I did feel for the game, but I don't mind.
Happy to do it because it's always in the positive almost.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. That's that can-do attitude that we love. From you. And yeah, it's becoming a theme of the season.
How many? It's got 2 balls down there as well.
The theme of the season.
Yes.
And it's no coincidence, is it?
No.
Because they've got it instilled in them. We saw this last season. Hey, Cardiff, Middlesbrough away, my favourite game of all time. And others, they had a couple of late winners last year. And just kind of asking Conor Cody about this. Is this from the players that you buy?
Mm-hmm.
Do you buy players who've got great character and attitude and spirit? Or is it something kind of instilled in them? And you kind of suggest it's a bit of both really, but it's certainly a great tight team spirit that they've got, and they've got such momentum, and they want to do well, and they never know when they're beaten, and it comes out on the field. I mean, they just kept hammering away at Newcastle and got what they deserved.
Well, look, and they need a bit of luck, don't they? And they're creating their own luck at times,
yeah,
which is really important.
Luck, as in keeper made a mistake, but then so did Patricio for the opener. Really, in fact, there's been a few goalkeeping errors at Molineux in the last 7 days.
Yes.
And yeah, Dubravka, a couple of question marks over whether he was fouled by Bolly, but no.
No, absolutely not. No.
No.
Well, let's go back to the start then. And Wolves started pretty positively. I thought the first 15-20 minutes looked good and just didn't convert the chances, Nuno said.
Yeah, I was quite surprised by how positive Newcastle were actually. I know you stuck out a controversial tweet.
Oh, you said at the time it was fine.
This normally me gets abuse of the week. You see some of the tweets this guy got.
It's good they're not doing a potty this week.
From Newcastle fans after you tweeted out Newcastle's formation with a picture of 11 players in front of the goal.
Yes.
And
well, after that they started attacking, didn't they? Killed me.
I thought they were more adventurous than I thought they'd be actually, and played some decent stuff. Got to say, 2 games against Newcastle this season, not much to choose between the teams.
No.
Obviously, it's taken Wolves 2 90th minute goals to earn a win and a draw, but even allowing for that in open play, not much to choose between them. So I don't know where Newcastle are going wrong in their other 36 games. But they're a decent side, and I thought both teams.
They're an okay side.
Yeah.
They're not gonna hurt you, are they?
No. Well,
they're not gonna threaten the top 8.
No, but they're just taking a point from Molineux, which is not to be sniffed at.
No.
And Wolves were the better team in the first half and enjoyed a lot of possession tonight. It's not always been the case this season, but Newcastle happy to sit off them and let them have the ball. Both teams had chances in the first half. Jimenez for Wolves and Rondon for Newcastle. But I think I'm right in saying this is the fifth best defence in the league against the 6th best, and it kind of showed really for most of the game. Defence was largely on top.
And like you say, keeping errors. So second half, and we've talked about Ruiz kicking at times. Wasn't great, but it was two errors and 1 grave error in the space of 30 seconds.
Grave is the word.
Yes.
Well, yes, a characteristically poor kick from Patricio, straight out of play, and Newcastle take the throw in quite quickly, work the ball to Hayden, who gets a yard on Willy Bolly. I know he's the hero for the equaliser, but Hayden, a DM, gets half a yard on Bolly and then sticks it almost down Patricio's throat. His position is not great, and he's helped it into the net.
He's almost guessed that he's going to go across him, really, hasn't he? And obviously he's been caught out near post.
Left a big gap at his near post. He's actually hit it pretty much almost straight at him, but he's kind of helped push it in. No, it's not great. It's not great.
Doesn't look good. It won't look back on look good again on the replay. But then suiting Newcastle, because that's what they're doing, set the stall out, and then they can defend and soak up pressure. And that's what they did. And it looked for love nor money that it was going to be over.
Totally. 75 minutes onwards, Wolves creating nothing, running out of ideas. Substitutions weren't making an impact. Costa and Cav got the nod ahead of Traore. Costa
Surprising.
Costa was first changed tonight.
Yeah.
Because he was coming on for Dendoncker, and then Jota's put his hand up and said, I've got to come off. Presuming the after effects of the knock he had last week, walking gingerly off.
Yeah. Surprise.
So then Cav comes on as well, and yeah, surprise. I mean, Traore's come on and yes, set up the equaliser, but also caused a bit of havoc with his pace. Amazed he wasn't on the field earlier. And yes, surprise.
She's here. It's back.
Scylla.
Paul correcting.
Surprised that Costa was first change.
Yeah.
Hey, I love this guy. I love the way he plays football, with a smile on his face, infectious personality, positive.
No Costa. Okay.
Yeah, but it's just not happened for him recently. So it was a surprise to see him come on first. He must be brilliant at training. And he was,
look, we have seen Costa being brilliant, but
No,
it's
totally.
just few and far between these days. You think he used to be taking out the firing line.
So it's just those two Shrewsbury performances were very poor. So yeah, like I said, I've said it many times already, and I said it again. It was a surprise to him. Come on. However, I thought he did well. I see quite more in his attitude, harassing
pace,
the defenders, using his pace to try and stretch the play. But there were no opportunities really being created. And then Jimenez had a couple. Jimenez has been prolific form recently.
Going to say off night really tonight.
Just didn't happen for him tonight.
No.
Doherty put one on a plate for him on the penalty spot in the first half, and he blazed it well over. And then he's had a free diving header from 6 yards, well wide. And then another couple of decent half opportunities, well off target.
Decent half opportunities are half decent.
And then Doherty's missed from pretty much a yard with a header with a goal gaping.
Yeah.
And you're just thinking it's not Wolves' night.
Yeah. And then 95th minute. Well, should it be 95 minutes? Time on the clock. The ref should have added some extra time.
Yeah, I think so.
The ref not happy.
Hey, well, the rules are not minimum 94 minutes.
Correct.
And then they've made a sub.
They have.
They've taken their damn sweet time in doing it.
Dubravka took a fair bit of time as well, positioning some balls.
And did Patricio.
Yes.
It made him retake a kick at one point. So it all adds up to
Yes, it does.
94 minutes and 50 seconds
Yes.
instead of 94 minutes, which was what was added on. A minimum of. We'll point that out again. So fair enough, really.
And definitely fair play goal. Dubravka error. No arguments.
Fair play. So Troy Orea does well to get a pretty bog standard cross that the keeper should catch. He doesn't. He just lets it slip through his fingers like that. And there's Bolly, and to head it home, and they'll be looking for more of that. Bolly and Bennett should be scoring more. I think they would say the same themselves. So
Rafa Benitez says they don't know the rules in England in his post-match press conference. With the
it's awkward.
Hawks. Not a big fan of Willy Bolly either. Is
he really saying that?
Yeah.
He did that earlier in the season.
Yeah, he did.
We must have VAR now.
Don't know the rules apparently. Bizarre press conference. Anyway, more on that later on expressthestar.com. Not a big fan of Willy Bolly either. Gave Perez a broken nose, should have been sent off in the first game at the end.
True.
90th minute. So Willy Bolly don't go to Tyneside for a night out soon.
Oh, it's a good night though. He's missing out.
Oh, big market, superb. Whoa, Jesus, some of the sights.
Anyway.
Yeah, should we go?
I just thought it was really important tonight to continue that unbeaten run, which now stretches to 6 games in all competitions. Instead of losing, it's an extra point on the board. Yes, they should be beating teams like this at home, but I was really pleased with the performance tonight and the way that they kept going. They've had a lot of shots. The defeats they've had here against Watford, Huddersfield, Palace, awful games, deservedly beaten. Even if they'd lost 1-0 tonight, it wouldn't have been a deserved defeat. It was a good effort, and we go on to Bristol City and another massive game.
But you do talk about fighting spirit, and look, in another year they could have played those 2 games out with Newcastle and got 0 points.
Yeah, totally.
Couldn't they? I mean, they could have done.
No, honestly, for all Wolves' fantastic football, their kind of adventure in taking teams on and winning some great games, scoring some great goals, and being 7th in the league. It's that kind of battling spirit that you associate with relegation battle teams, and that's the way that the national media kind of play that narrative. But Wolves' battling spirit is as good as anyone's in this league, and it's earned them an awful lot of points.
Like you say, Bristol City away. Everybody will be imploring Nuno to pick his strongest side. Whether that will involve Diogo Jota, who came off with a knock, remains to be seen.
We'll see.
Do you think that he will go for his strongest team? And if it is his strongest team, will that include people like Patricio?
I still think that Ruddy will be his cup keeper.
Okay.
I really do.
Right the way through into the final, if they get there?
Well, we'll see. But my hunch is that he'll stick with
Wait,
Ruddy
so
from Bristol City.
Okay, I'm going to say, would he be his cup keeper until he drops him? Is that what you're trying to say?
No, I think, despite that error against Shrewsbury, obviously a terrible error last week, but I think he'll stick with Ruddy, and rightly so. The only one I can see him going stronger than against Shrewsbury. I think Costa Cavallero hasn't really worked as a trio, and we saw that again tonight. Didn't really work too well together.
We'll see, Raoul, won't we?
I think we will. I think Jota's the one because he's had he's the most injured player that Wolves have had all season.
Yes.
I think he's had 3 separate injuries. It's more than anybody else. Walking gingerly off again tonight.
But he didn't go down the tunnel, did he?
No, but I don't think they'll risk him.
And you think who do you think?
Personally,
but do you think they'll still play 2 up front?
I think they have to. I think that they've got to go with that formation that's worked really well recently. The kind of the 3-5-2, and who gets the nod alongside Jimenez? Probably Cav. I'd say probably Cav.
Oh, you say Cav, I said Traore, and you know who's going to be? Eldersa. Wolves 1, Newcastle 1. For the post-match reaction, make sure you log on to expressandstar.com.